talking to you about your pursuit and passion.
My man.
Cool.
My man.
Inspire us.
Inspire.
Yes. A lot of
Let's
pressure
go.
here.
Gotcha. Opportunity.
So those just the
Hermano.
intro.
You know, those are just words.
All I have to offer is words. Just words.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
What it do, my beautiful peoples. My name is Ron Kane, and welcome to Just Words Nobody Cares. We here on deck. We got a phenomenal special guest and a special co-host guest on deck as well. Things are just always falling into place beautifully and naturally as they should always. But before we get started, let me make sure I intro my brother, my main man, Dre Drizzle.
What's going on? What's going on, everybody?
How you doing today, baby?
I'm doing all right, man. I did a little experiment this past week. Not to complain the whole week. That shit's pretty fucking tough, bro. I slipped a lot of complaints in that. I caught a few, but a lot of them shit slipped. Especially today, taking that fucking drink.
Yeah, like life is beautiful. However,
a lot of however that butts in that motherfucker, but I'm gonna try to get next week.
it's technically not complaining unless you start off the sentence by saying "coñazo, pero qué."
Exactly. I ain't count the complaint if I caught it. So if I caught it, I was like,
If you
I
self-check
caught it.
yourself.
Okay.
But a lot of them shits, I'm pretty
like
sure
that.
slipped through the cracks.
What inspired you to get
TikTok.
that?
Fucking TikTok got me doing some other
Who was
shit,
the
bro.
white influencer that told you about
Some motherfucker in the room laying on the floor, bro. Motherfucker got me looking for my spiritual side, bro. Like, what the fuck is going on, man? So, ya tú sabes. My motherfucker got me waking up at 4:30 in the morning. So
There we go.
you already
He
know.
doing something right.
Did you complain the first time you had to get up at 4:30 in the morning? Or
Yeah.
you were good?
That was good.
Okay.
You do this thing where you don't touch your phone for
For 2 hours. That's another motherfucker that got me doing that.
You gotta change your TikTok algorithm.
No, I gotta find one motherfucker because I'm gonna go crazy,
I'm
bro.
about to take my notebook out and take some
shit.
notes.
Yeah, so, you know.
Oh man! And that lovely and phenomenal voice that you're hearing today on deck is our special co-host Noemi Diaz.
Yes.
Que le quede mi gente. Sí, the old time. ¿Qué más le digo?
¿Qué más le digo? Yeah, ever since we've crossed paths, you have been a person of very few words but a lot of action.
Eso sí es verdad.
Like, I be catching her at the randomest spots, like town hall meetings.
What? Oh, that's what's up.
That's my new chill spot, yo. Word.
Yeah, that's what's up.
I'm like, hey, what's up, the other person under 50? Yo, there's nothing but like silver gray hairs and frumpy faces.
And let's talk about complaining.
Yo,
Let's talk about complaining about that. Tell me about it.
Es una vaina del diablo. Like, it's pretty wild. So when I first, crossed paths with you, I locked eyes and I was like, hey, we see each other. And we were just like, yo, I've seen you elsewhere. And then we remembered that actually through our guest today, our special guest, it was one of the first or second times we probably crossed paths, and it was at something really cool that is hosted every Friday called Viernes Sociales at a phenomenal local retail showroom. I call it a showroom, not a retail shop. Showroom called the Chop House by Mr. FW. It's Mr. Footwear or Mr. FU. How I believe it's a play on footwear, but it looks like FU. Yeah. So Mr. FU, and he has great stuff, man. Like I see everybody that's somebody in our hood rocking his gear. So absolute shout out to my brother Diddy that has the Chop House and his clothing label Mr. FU or Mr. Footwear.
And I made it very simple because I'm wearing it right on my chest.
Yo, literally.
So you're just reading. That's beautiful. I was looking out.
Yo, that's the spot we went to, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah,
nice. That's a dope
Awesome
spot. It's a dope spot.
No, bro. Okay,
Definitely.
like you in the Heights and you don't think those shits exist.
Nah,
period.
yeah, it's a pretty dope spot.
Pretty good.
And so, but our special guest, one of my, I would say, damn, man, I've known you also since like I was what, like 14, 15. Like I used to whoop this man's butt in fucking NBA Live. Yo, my
Shit,
man.
damn.
Like,
Which one though? Which
yo, my
NBA
man,
Live?
It was like Xbox, the original NBA.
2002?
No, it was probably.
2003?
When was the Xbox original? Yo, but it was that. Matter of fact, when the first NBA Live came out, and I learned how to fucking hit the button and let it go at the right spot, I said, "Hold yo, bro."
Yo,
I can't wait till Mike come back.
We got on deck my brother, my man, Michael Diaz.
thank you.
And on top of that, he's a local legend, comedian, actor, fucking fitness guru, like literally everything else. Not just like a dude that got whooped by a 14-year-old in NBA Live.
I still
And a
have
very
scars.
close family friend.
Yes.
Very
Oh my
close
God.
family
Yes.
friend,
Ya
Yeah.
lo sabe.
I know all your cousins.
All of them.
All of them.
Sure.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah, one of my earliest recollections crossing paths with you used to be in a very notorious fitness center called Big Gym on 181st, where tons of steroids and backdoor activities will take place.
I never made it to the big gym.
You never made it to the big
missed
gym?
out, bro.
I took advantage of that free week.
Yeah. Oh, they had a free week too. Yeah.
When you
all
try
the
to sign up,
cousins.
but you don't sign up.
Yeah. Oh.
That was one of the original Ponzi schemes because they were originally on 180th and St. Nicholas, where the Lucille Roberts is currently right now.
Yes.
And they went to that other building, and it was like $99 for the whole year. The only thing is they weren't open for the whole year.
Exactly.
So they combined knowing people are not going to go to the gym all the time, and then it was like, coño, pero $99. I'm good.
Dime, yo no te
And
perdiendo.
it was the most sketchiest thing. Actually, one of my characters, Manny Mofongo, the personal trainer, was inspired by a personal trainer that was there. He wore a fishnet see-through shirt and was wearing chancletas, and he was training women in that gym. And I'm like, how? He didn't even have certificates, nothing. And it was just creepy.
Was it there's a tattoo shop in that shit too?
It had
That was like
everything.
years later. That was like a decade.
When they needed more rent money, they're like, we gotta open up a tattoo shop.
My man, you go up in there and you can get your protein shake.
Yes, I remember that.
You can get your injection for steroids. Then do your taxes, and then when the money that you would get in the rapid return, get your tattoo, then work out.
Then hit
and
the happy hour.
And then hit the happy hour. All in one space. Amazing.
That's so true.
Shout out for the business plan mogul guy that made sure that he kept all the money in house.
Monopoly.
You imagine how he presented this as a pitch?
ultimate
My
idea.
business plan. No, because what happened is, all right, you can get a tattoo
See?
and then drink the protein shake.
Yeah.
And then you have a personal trainer. You don't have to pay that much money for the personal trainer. You don't have a
Todo gratis, todo
certificate. So yeah, it was crazy.
Oh man, yeah, yeah.
Sorry, we went on a side rant on the original.
This is literally why I didn't have any questions lined up because I anticipated that shit happening from the get. Yo, but you mentioned something very key from that brief exchange that made me completely forget about my original question or direction. But you mentioned something very key that one of your characters was inspired by someone you crossed paths with there.
Yes.
And the character's name is Manny Mofongo.
Yes.
Yo, tell us more about your creative process at this rate of how you referenced our neighborhood.
Yeah.
For all your characters,
For all
basically.
your characters.
So my original thought process as far as creativity is that, look, I was born in New Rochelle. And my father was in construction, so he moved to Connecticut. We were like one of the only Latinos, Dominican. So every time I went to Washington Heights, because all my aunts were in Washington Heights, 174th between Audubon and Amsterdam. And so every weekend was like a little trip.
Adventure.
And to me, whatever every Dominican grows up with, I was with Peter, Brian, and Tom Monday through Friday. But then in the weekend, I'm on there, and one of my early recollections is like it would be like a Friday. I would get to my grandmother's house, and there would be like Mercedes Benz, expensive cars parked in the block with Jersey license plates.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And then then I'd go to sleep and all hear by the time I wake up Saturday morning, it was on cinder blocks, and so it was like literally like so I was always observing. So when I got to a point when I was creating content, I didn't take anything for granted. So going to the big gym and seeing this guy, I'm like, you can't do this on East 18th Street downtown. You need your ACE certificate. So, but then the thing about the Dominican man, how toxic they are, is that Dominicans have a way of convincing themselves, like, no, I know. Like, I will teach you because I convinced myself I know. So that bravado, and that's, the Manny Mofongo character came out, and it was like, he was just belittling his clients. Like, he was just like, no. And meanwhile, he's eating a sandwich. He's like, no, you got to do harder. You got to work harder. And it's like, my man, you're not doing shit. So it was literally taking on that muscle memory of, like, not taking for granted any person that is unique in our culture and in our neighborhood.
Yo, hearing you exchange that fun fact, let's backtrack slightly.
Of course.
And, before Instagram, before, Facebook, before MySpace, or coinciding with MySpace, there was a little website.
Facebook.
No, Facebook tampoco.
No, it was before all that.
There were like 3 top websites that I could recall that were networking websites.
Nice.
One of them was Local Hookups.
What is Z?
Local with a Z, right?
Yes.
And then the other one was Black
those.
Planet.
Yes.
Wow.
And then
just chose to.
and then there was MeGente.com.
Me motherfucking Gente.com.
You're talking to right now the member of the year 2002.
Yes, that's where we was going. That's where we were going with it. The member of what year?
2002 member of the year. 20 years ago. Oh my God, how am I not? I'm not celebrating.
You're not
20
celebrating,
years.
yo.
20 years.
20
Member
years.
of the year.
You know how many burner accounts? Do you know how many burner accounts I had to create to vote for me? That's where, like, I'm the original Russian bots. I created thousands of accounts to vote for me to win in 2002.
Yo, wait, you for real, but?
Maybe, maybe not. That's why I'm wearing sunglasses, so people are not. You know what I mean? Maybe. Hey, you.
How many?
I believe him though.
How many members or whatever you had on your shit? Like,
Yo, he had a lot.
do you say followers at that point?
I didn't even know we called it followers.
Friends.
Was it followers?
Friends.
Oh, friends.
Amiguitos.
Amiguitos. I think it's amiguitos, right?
Dude, they
Amiguitos?
had, I think your cousin Ed was a part of the HTML squad there. But you had the messenger. But here was the crazy thing, right? So like. At that time, they had this thing they created was like a messenger before AOL chat, right? A messenger. But the problem is, if you were a player and you try to talk to like 5 girls at the same time, froze your computer.
Fuck out
So
of
you
here.
had So they would pop up. They had like a little app thing when you could like you want to chat and it will come up like that, and then you're like okay, but then it's like oh let me chat with. So I would have like 5 of them at the same time. Not saying that I was a player, but I'm saying, but
You were starting conversations.
Networking.
Come on.
So I was networking with different individuals at the same time, but it froze. But it was so innovative at the time. There was so much stuff. And that's how I learned HTML. A lot of people at that time learned how to design their own pages. Okay. So by the time MySpace came around, we were experts.
Yep.
Yo, I used to design my page where the mouse cursor would change into some shit. Like it had to be like some extraordinary shit. Like there was glitter, there was like un tro de mierda.
La música.
That would crash somebody's fucking whole computer and they wouldn't even see my shit.
Yo.
You got too much shit going on, bro.
I remember those people. I kept it simple.
I had like 4 pictures that I had collaged on like Photoshop 1 as my wallpaper.
Oh my God.
In the background.
In the background.
Oh shit.
I'm not mentioning names, but people that designed pages back then got ass because they designed pages for women. I'm straight up. I'm like they were up there. Like yo, if you design pages.
That's it.
You got
life.
Culín.
What year Mi Gente fell off?
If you want to go on a deep dive on me, Gente, let me right here. I should do.
You
I
are
should
the
do a
man.
documentary.
You are the man,
on
bro.
Death.com.
I'll do the Google search.
Get the
okay?
rights.
I'll do the
Yes.
Google search.
I am game. I am nigga.
So,
now we talking a whole
if
different level.
we're gonna be, we want to go on a social
Okay.
rabbit hole,
So check
bro.
this out. This is
Because
how
the
it
only
works.
thing they had the
Be the
idea.
fact checker.
Huh?
Fact checker.
Yeah.
with
Oh,
the
you want to be a
Absolutely,
fact checker?
yeah,
Definitely.
definitely.
Let me tell you when it started. Like, okay.
Okay.
So when Mi Gente started in October 2020. Right.
Damn,
By
you
the
got the month
time,
down pat.
by the time it started getting
2020
into.
or 2000.
2002.
Oh my God! Yes.
Yeah, I'm like
Wow.
2020.
He said that shit
No,
with so much
no.
confidence.
October
20.
2000 is when I
Oh,
met. So
2000.
sorry.
Not even
Yeah.
2002.
Yeah, no.
But where it started was
22 years ago.
22 years ago. When it started was when college, you know, the where the computers were all like when kids were logging in on their computers in school.
Yeah.
That was it, because then it became a thing where all these guys were going on Mi Gente to hook up, and then that was it. So once it started hitting all the college campuses, it was a wrap.
Done.
Because that was it. And because I had friends of mine that are like, I can't have a Mi Gente page. I'm just getting harassed all day by these guys. Like, yo, what's up, ma? Before the dick pics and before all that, it was just so.
Civility reigns supreme, and you guys didn't appreciate it.
Oh, shit.
No one appreciated it. Hey, yo, ma, what's up?
We dick pic.
No, but dick pics were hard back then. Pause. Because you had to take a picture and then scan
You mean
it. Scan
difficult.
it.
You mean difficult.
Yes.
Yo, scanning.
Yeah, scan it.
You getting their own dick pics?
There's no other way, bro. There was no other way,
You gotta
bro.
print it out first, though.
You gotta fucking print it out
So
first.
you mean with your Sprint fucking 3 gigapixel or what was it?
Probably gonna have
you
to
were
do
doing
it
it with like a
flip-flop.
camera.
Yeah.
You have to do a digital camera.
Digital camera.
And then down. Well, no, wait. Is it?
Yo.
Yeah.
You have different options.
With the USB thick ass cord
Yes.
connected to the scanner, not even the computer.
That's so true.
So then it can read into that, or you had to print it and then scan it. Like, you're working
That
mad.
takes a lot of effort to put
A
a
lot
dick
of
pic
effort.
up,
Yeah.
bro.
These-
That's too
this
much.
generation
That's
does
too
not
much
respect
work.
the dick pic as the way it was 20 years ago. It's a lot of work to do a dick pic. And privacy, too. Mami, no entra. Mami, no. ¿Qué tú estás haciendo ahí?
It's scanning, mommy.
Yo,
Hold on,
stop,
scanning.
Yo estoy trabajando en la computadora. Estoy aprendiendo algo nuevo.
Yo, it's always trabajando en la computadora.
Yeah, but to think about it, mothers and parents back then didn't have to worry about that
Como
much.
que no, nigga? You were tying up the whole phone line for 5 hours.
Yo, that's why you had to get 2 lines, yo. For real.
Oh, man.
Oh, you hear what's
Paga esa maldita computadora, coño.
Mira, yo estoy esperando una llamada hace 4 horas y ese teléfono no sonaba ni una vez. ¿Qué está en la computadora?
Me estaban llamando de Santo Domingo.
The struggles.
Yo,
The struggle's real.
yo, but all that to say is that I recall, I forgot, right now I can't recall exactly what magazine it was that I had purchased casually. And yo, I open it up and one of the ads is my boy Mike Diaz.
Fuck out of here, yeah?
It holding like pages or some shit, right? I remember him standing like this. I see, mad good posture and shit.
Fuck
And then they at the time had like these 24
Yeah.
inch
Big gym, big gym,
Big
big gym,
gym.
big gym. Yeah, big
Yeah.
gym.
Credit to the big
No
gym.
steroids, but
No
big gym.
steroids.
Yo,
Big
with
gym.
the boot cut jeans,
Yes.
with the Timbs on, with the tight shirt. If y'all niggas
Yes.
remember.
Yes.
And my man was holding some shit like that. And on the top it said, me Gente.
Fuck out of here. You that serious? I don't remember that shit.
I mean, they had
Hello.
to. They
You got
had
it
to
framed in your
feature me.
crib?
They
No,
had to.
no,
Remember?
They had to.
made the-
2002.
Remember, bro. I
To
didn't
make
even-
sure he got
Hold
that.
on, hold on, though. Mi Gente had their own magazine on bugging.
No, it was
No,
a
it was
regular
an
magazine.
ad.
It was an
No,
ad.
ad.
It was an ad.
A whole
You
commercial. ad.
fucking made it to an ad, bro.
Yeah, man.
Fucking congrats. Give that man some
Yo,
fucking round of applause, bro. I didn't even know he made it to an ad.
Yeah, dog.
Back in 2002, right?
Yeah,
2002.
man. It was,
He started though in 2020.
Yeah,
20
people don't
years
know. I lived many lives.
We
It's
celebrating your
years.
20th
Yeah,
year,
20
bro. We
years ago.
celebrating that shit.
I
We
was
celebrating
16,
that
20 years ago.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, man.
Yo,
Good
bro.
stuff.
And so I recall that, and I was like super hyped. I was like, yo, that's my boy, man. Meanwhile, like, we had cross paths, but eso fue in Big Gym.
In Big Gym.
And the nigga be like, yo, I don't know what it was at the time, but it was my cousin Ed that, like, you know, paid for all of our memberships, right? At the
Beautiful.
time.
I don't know how I dropped that ball and I missed that shit, bro. All my fucking cousins and my brother coming back jacked. I'm like, yo, what the
your
fuck?
brother,
Yeah.
My man, I'm like, what the
That
fuck?
nigga ended up being a physical trainer
Yeah,
After the fucking
I trained him. I trained
He was
him.
like, yo, chill with the train. And so they and we would cross paths, and in the gym we would go to a schedule where it was particularly empty, but Mike would be like, yo, can I join the set with y'all? Like, but it was like 5 of us.
Damn.
And so we were just like, all right. So it ended up being like what should have been probably a 30-minute workout, like 2 hours of us hablando mierda.
And using one machine.
Yo,
Everybody
bro.
teach.
Yeah, it would be like the lap machine like this. Like
Yo.
5 of us. By the time you get
Looking
on,
at
you
each
can't
other.
get warm.
Yeah.
You lose you get cold again. You're just like this. They'll be
Looking
like,
at
yo, it's
each
your
other,
turn.
bro.
Oh shit, that's right, it's my turn. My bad. What was I doing? What weight?
Yo, bro, it got to a point that like 6 months into it, we were like, yo, we got to split up machines. We got.
It's only right.
And
It
so-
took a while.
And
That's
yo,
6
no,
months.
it was a minute. And then dudes were like, "Coño, pero yo, come on, man, I want to chill with y'all. I want to chill with
Yeah.
y'all." And so niggas wouldn't fucking break up.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's crazy.
And so all that to say, then after that, you brought up. I don't recall vividly exactly how it came about, but you had this fucking crazy, stupid idea at the time of making a movie in Washington Heights that worked with Dominicans and that was partnering with local Dominican businesses to, in exchange, not only be featured in the film, but offer you the space in exchange to film there. So, like, it was a return, you know, quid pro quo situation. And nigga was talking a language that niggas didn't understand back then.
I'm sure if he's Dominican.
¿Qué?
They were like, una película.
¿Qué lo-
¿Qué lo que tú quieres una película aquí?
Telemicro, Telemundo, Univision. En español. No, it's in English.
Yo, and so my man was like literally walking up and down the neighborhood. I recall stepping to businesses before we even had the fucking script.
Yeah.
Before trying to gain support and
Network.
And the man was, you know, going in, and then he had like one of the bigger hits at the time. Like, yo, when he saw, I think what I felt was the breakthrough was the guy from Vacilón de la Mañana, was it?
Yeah, it was the number one show in Barcelona de la Mañana.
Yeah.
And what was his name?
Jimenez.
Luis
Jimenez.
Yeah.
Yo, my man was super hype. It's like, yo, we're gonna have the voice of Luis Jimenez from El Vacilón de la Mañana in our movie. Yo, man, everything, right?
How you got in contact with him?
Dude, like that version of me had no fear. Like the worst they could
shit.
do is say no to me. And I asked, and the funny thing is that they were planning to shoot a movie themselves. So they were like, "Look, as long as you're just doing audio, I'm down because we're shooting our own film and it's
that's
gonna come
what's
out." And he was there. And then who came with me to the studio to record? With Michelle Buteau, who right now is Survivor the Thickest on Netflix coming out. It was her and I, and we went. And we did the recording and the whole nine, and it was the beginning of the movie where she was my co-worker, but she was talking to me, and she called up at Vacilón, and she's like praising how she loves me and this, that, and the third. And I was like, yo, but at that time, again, it was like no fear. Like I was like, my intention was creating art. I'm not trying to do anything else. And I guess people felt that. They're like, yo, this guy wants to do it. I respect his hustle.
Yeah.
And I just went in there. But it's like Dominicans, to this day, in a sense, it's like if it doesn't make dollars, it don't make sense. And they're like, ¿qué tú quieres que sea que? Nah, yo no puedo, no, perdóname like that. And it's like, yo, and so, but then after the fact, when they see that, coño, vamos a hacer esto. I'm like, too late, like,
bro.
Nigga, I was trying to make you part of this proof of concept slideshow, and you did not want to join.
No belief in the motherfucker,
yeah,
bro.
it's crazy, but so.
And so does Mike Diaz, Juan Bago, 2022 have fear, or was the 2000 or 2002 Mike Diaz, Juan Bago had it was a little bit more courageous.
Well,
You
gotta realize that like the more you do things, the more you counter on the logic of like no, because if you ask them this, you already played out so much stuff. So experience sometimes as these obstacles that you already put in your mind that I didn't know. I have no idea how to shoot a film or anything at all, or I'm just gonna go to the business owner and ask. But I'm not thinking now. If I'm going to the business owner, well, okay, well, if I want to shoot on a Friday at 7:00, that's their peak off, their peak business and all that. So it's not the more of the fear, or like there's more fear. It's just unfortunately when you come with the experience and you've dealt with a lot of countering and stuff like that, you're already playing in your head that you don't when you have no idea about something that you put your mind into. So.
Okay.
It's just the nature of how we do things,
Yeah. After he was in the magazine, he was like, I'm gonna fucking mi gente, man of the fucking year, man. I'm taking this shit to the next level.
I know you have a mi gente page, and I know you know who Latin Daddy is, all right? So let's not
Latin Daddy. That's what it was. I forgot.
Yes.
Motherfucking Daddy. Thank you for reminding me.
Yes,
Shout
Latin
out to
Daddy.
Latin Daddy. My
Latin
bad. I've been
Daddy.
calling you Mike Diaz, Michael Diaz, Juan Bago, but I forgot about Latin
It was Latin
Daddy.
Daddy. Which you Google now, it's a gay porn. It's a gay porn name, but hey, it is what it is.
I mean, I wouldn't have expected it to be anything else, honestly.
I mean, hey,
Was Juan Bago inspired by somebody you knew, or you just made the character up?
No, so the way the name Juan Bago, look, the original title was I think it was like what the mind sees, but it was not a comedic. It wasn't a comedic thing, and so it was like what the mind sees. But then when you're pitching it to people, they're like, "Is it a comedy? Like, what is this? Like a psychedelic whatever?" So it eventually became What the Mind Sees, featuring Juan. I never had a last name in the movie as far as the original script, and then I remember this goes to show you the gringo ass that I am, right? So then I'm like, all right, it needs a last name. Well, he's lazy, right? So let's give him Juan Bago. So I trademarked it. I did everything with a B. And so then I'm there. Shout out to my cousin Jerry, who I didn't tell him on the business end. I'm like, I was like, yo, we're changing the name of the movie to the story Juan Bago, and he goes, yo, so wait a minute, yo, so Bago, but with a B? I'm like, yeah. And the director, Chris Delgado, also a gringo, we didn't counter check it, right? We trademarked everything, everyone that was a part of the, on the business tip, whatever, just not like, we're like, wait a minute. And he goes, yo, but Bago is with a V. And I'm like, fuck, too late. We're gonna go with it. So it came out of the main character, and it came out when I was again hustling, networking, and I'm like, yo, I got a movie called The Story of Juan Bago. I'm Juan Bago. It started to stick because it was just like, people were just calling that. It was easier, and it's like, and like anything, when you're like Juan Bago, like it had a flow
ring to it.
it.
Yeah, it had a ring to it. It had a ring to it.
It had a flow before it was flow.
Exactly. So that's where the original thinking misspelled. So it is what it is. You know what I mean?
It depends who's spelling.
Yeah.
Facts.
What was the motivation behind wanting to do your own film?
So I the Latino Film Festival, at the time was the HBO New York International Film Festival. Back to mi gente. I had a friend of mine who was interning for Calixto. For the Latino Film Festival, and she kept saying like, you're funny.
Shout out Calixto Chinchilla, right?
Calixto Chinchilla.
Es un nombre de pinga, but shout
Calixto
out.
Talk about flow.
That's a flow
That's
right
a
there.
great name.
You don't know my man Calixto Chinchilla, bro?
Yo, you imagine
Calixto Chinchilla,
who's our
bro?
2:00 meeting? A guy named Calixto Chinchilla. Can we bump that meeting up an hour? I want to meet this dude.
That shit got a ring to it, though. Shout out to him. That shit got a little ring to it.
So true. He was Louis. Shout out to my man Louis Toma. He was Louis' fucking roommate back then.
Yeah, no, I remember.
Back in the day.
And my first time I met him, my man had a fucking Pentagon executive desk in the goddamn living room for his meetings, yo. Okay. And this is in Wash Heights, in the sala, in the 6th floor. It was like the 6th or 5th floor.
Yeah, man.
Sin elevador.
Sin elevador.
Ya tú sabes.
And I thought to
Ya tú
myself, how the fuck this dust got here? That's literally all I thought.
clearly looked like it wasn't built in this motherfucker. I don't know how that shit happened.
You look at that in the pyramids, you ask the same question. Like, how was this built?
Was this built by somebody else?
Aliens. It had to be aliens. I respect that.
The only logical explanation is fucking aliens brought it up through the window and got it in. Yo, porque era una mesa del diablo.
It was huge.
Yo. There was no like pieces. That shit was like one solid oak.
Yo, that's the type of furniture you just don't move.
Yo,
you just don't move. You just gotta stay. You can't leave. So circling back, so I had a friend of mine, and she's like, "Look, you know, because when we Gente, that was my first voice, where I did a lot of, well, these days memes and short stories and stuff." And she's like, "You should go to the festival," because at the time I thought there was just features, right? But the film festival has a bunch of short films. So I went in 2003 with Ed's sister, Angie Cruz.
Shout out to Angie
Cruz.
Cruz.
Yo, but man, but you just throwing out we throwing out man.
Oh no. And that's when I met Manny Perez for the first time.
Get the fuck out.
Because he had a movie called Washington Heights.
Yeah.
It came out in 2002. So I went to that, cool, whatever. And then the following year, 2004, was when I went I went from Dominican night the whole time, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a short film. I want something to be in the festival. And then right after that, I did like 3 different movie outlines. I'm like, all right, I'm going to write one of them. Okay. And the third one was Juan Bago, and then that was when I was talking to Chris Delgado, a.k.a. Del Coquito, who had a friend that was going to film school in Connecticut. And he was like, yo, we're going to shoot. We're going to use his camera. We're going to make it happen. Just get me the script. And he was the type A personality you tend to have when you are an artist that needs to push you, that you can't quit. So that was the secret sauce for me, because I'm like, all right, no. He's like, no, we're doing it. We're gonna shoot this. We're gonna make it happen. And as time went on, and I did the casting in my apartment. Literally,
I had a good cast. I ain't gonna lie. A couple. I think David was in it. Shout out to Moss. I
want to hear about this casting.
Yeah, the fucking mother and the father was fucking.
Quick short story on the fucking casting process. Quick short story.
Yeah.
Yo, I brought fucking walkie-talkies, and we made it seem, because we're in the projects, in the fucking projects.
The bridge apartments on 178. I was on the one in Wadsworth. 32nd floor.
32nd.
With
the south view.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dope.
Wait, but them shits is considered projects?
Nigga, them shits is not nice.
Those 2 big towers in 178?
There's 4. There's 2 on St. Nick, 1 on Audubon, and 1 on
Them shits is
Wadsworth.
crumbling.
Yeah, they look bad.
Yeah, they, you know.
They're not projects. Let me tell you that. All right, if they're not considered projects, they're not projects.
They're pseudo projects.
Hey, yo.
Oh my God, that's right.
It was in the top, because you gotta understand the optics, right?
Oh my God.
Nowadays, imagine coming to Washington Heights or Northern Manhattan. And when you come up to Northern Manhattan, you're not necessarily near a train station. You're on 178, 6?
I'm on 178th in Wadsworth, so I'm like about a few blocks away from the 1 and a few blocks away from the 8.
But those few blocks at that time was what I would call probably the core of Raccoon City. Meaning that before the zombies kind of like ventured out, they were all concentrated right there.
Yes.
So your exposure to the visibility of certain situations and realities and lifestyles would be very prominent. So as soon as you come in, you're welcomed by this beautiful fucking top flight security guard of the world.
I'm loving how you're framing everything. This is optics. The way you're doing this right now is beautiful.
And you're ringing on the doorbell. That reality doesn't work.
Yes.
So you had to rely on someone calling you at a cell phone in a peak period where cell phones were not as reliable as today. And even today, they're still kind of finicky. You're better off getting a text.
Up there?
Yes.
A little bit. Like, nobody ever gets service here. And, then once you go into this once you get into the door, past the door, because that means a doña, like, let you in, right? And once you're in the elevator, you're welcomed by this wonderful fragrance that these buildings tend to occasionally have. Not all of them.
Not all of them.
Not all of them. I'm not going to generalize. And then you go up 32 floors, walk down this dimly lit hallway that may not maybe make you feel safe, especially as a woman.
Yes.
Because we were casting, we were looking for we were casting the two main women I remember at the time.
Yes.
And they gotta walk down like it's a pretty deep hallway.
Y no la
Yes.
iban a esperar en el elevador.
No, coño, right? Like,
But because I wanted to make it sound more official, I brought the walkie-talkie.
Okay.
And then said, "Hey guys, we have our next cast member.
Oh
we,
my
we have our
God.
next audition person. And yo, it's just us, but we got a walkie-talkie."
That's a smart move, though. It's a smart move, though.
Let me add a little bit more layers. So I put casting out on like official ones, right?
On
and
Gente.
so
On Latin Ready Productions.
which was it, but no, great callback. But I also looked at it as far as the optics as well. So what we did was we transformed. So I transformed my room into the casting room, but we
Just
put a
sounds like the
folding
beginning
table
of casting.
Latin Daddy.
No, but
Cama
we-
in the corner,
but
pa'
we-
arriba.
No, but this is crazy. We put a folding table out. Then we had coffee. We had the donuts. Then we had like a paperwork, and then we had staff, and then we had.
I was the staff.
And the paperwork.
And then we had the camcorder because that was the big thing was trust. Like most of the castings were Ripley Greer downtown and everything, and there's like a random casting in Washington Heights on the 32nd floor in the projects. Damn. This is, and then we had a couple of like women leads, so it's like, where am I getting myself into on a random Saturday morning?
Yeah, bro.
Shout out to them because they said, "Fuck it, by all means necessary,
Word.
I'm gonna get on film.
I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
Walk
so,
through the
Yo,
dim light,
women
smells.
are beyond
fuck that.
strong and
Shout out to
daring.
them. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
Fuck that. By any means necessary.
And again, that's like the main message. It was always the optics and what we were going against as far as like, I'm going to, and we're talking about, I'm going to go to Washington Heights, like that was the time I was like, I'm going to Washington Heights. So I am very grateful that at that time there was trust, and we try to legitimize it as much as possible, understanding that we weren't doing the casting downtown.
Got it.
But yes, that was the walkie-talkie, because then at least they're like, oh wait, they got walkie-talkies.
That's cool. Yeah. I feel the official.
It's legit. They got walkie-talkie.
Oh, my man,
They got walkie-talkies.
the thing is that we
That's
had his
hilarious.
apartment flooded.
Yes, that many people showed up for that.
Oh, man,
my
yo.
man flooded.
Really?
We had like
With
over
models.
100. Yeah.
Now they were like
Regulars, yeah.
No, with
Wow.
models. Y yo así dije, bueno.
I'm gonna do more casting. I'm gonna do more casting more often.
I was like,
Gonna do this weekly,
I was like,
daily.
yo, I want to get down.
Ron was on the side. I'm actually doing a short film in
Tomorrow
3 weeks.
privately.
Yeah. I have your email and headshot already on file.
That's crazy.
But
You
thank
follow me on mi gente.
I also have a backup on local hookups. So, but
quick
we'll talk.
side note, another side note to my side note. Mike was the first person to teach me about copy and paste and how to fucking create generic messages to reach out to network with multiple people at the same time.
This guy is
Yo, teaching the youth.
teaching the youth.
It's like that. What's that meme where the two rappers and they're looking over the keyboard? Yeah. Who is it? Future and someone else. They're looking at it like they're on the switchboard and they're looking over there.
I
Edit it out. We forget it. I know you got like 9 cameras on right now at the same time.
horrible delivery.
Yeah, it was. I'll look it up later and you can copy and paste it.
Tag him.
My bad, I was drinking my tea, so I couldn't. Of course.
I was just trying to think of the meme. Like, have I seen that?
I'm gonna look it up while
Should
we
you
talk.
fact check this shit? No, I'm just fucking with you.
Yo, word.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yo, and
Talk
so
to me.
because he goes, yo, why are you out here fucking sending individual messages?
That's a lot of work.
That is a lot of work.
That's
Copy and
like
paste
not
that
using
shit.
CC.
You cut off a
email.
lot of time copy and pasting that
Yo,
shit.
bro, he was like, all you
Ese
gotta do
tema
is
aquí.
this, Control C and Control V. I was like, ¿cómo? Like, ¿qué es eso? Yo, bro, you gotta understand, 16-year-old Ron didn't know.
Damn. Now they got building studios on Saturday.
Oh, man.
Yo, but in the end of the movie, Juan Bago actually got the job, right? If I remember correctly.
He got the
Did he
no.
get the job? Oh.
He didn't get the job. He didn't get the girl. He didn't get any of that. So it's all right.
Damn.
Bittersweet, but it's. I was trying to be realistic about it, you know.
You never think of bringing Juan Bago back?
Oh shit.
Oh, in a whole different light, bro.
How about we do a documentary called "Making the Story of Juan Bago"?
There you go. There you go. After we do the documentary on mejente.com.
Yeah.
That's what we gotta do.
Yes.
That's part 2.
Yeah.
We can milk it into a Netflix series.
Yo, but why don't we do like? How long has it been since Juan Bago?
That it premiered at the film 17 years.
17 years. So we should host like a brunch live podcast event of you.
Oh, with all the actors
with
and
all the
production
actors
and everything. Yeah,
That'll be fucking dope.
Yeah.
That's
That's gonna be my goal for the upcoming year.
Bet.
There we go.
Because
¿No
you
encuentro, no?
no lo encuentra. No Drake Future meme.
Esto, no.
No. It's two rappers looking over like a one of these little keyboard thingies.
What does it say though?
I don't know.
Oh shit!
But it's always used when like, yo, they're trying to figure this out, and it's like they have it. Well, I'm at that age right now. I can't like. It's not. Maybe it's not Future. It's like another. So it definitely is an Atlanta rapper.
Atlanta rap.
Yeah, it's like 100. It's like 100.
We'll bookmark it. We'll come back to it.
Yeah.
Tell me more. He got shades and dreads. That narrowed it. The fuck.
Pretty much.
Yo, fast forward. Juan Bago, Mi Gente, all that stuff. The internet still hasn't really caught on. Maybe YouTube started coming about.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
It is on YouTube, Juan Bago, right?
That at that time they had to come out in Latino Film Festival.
yeah.
My man was pressing
No, I'm saying
DVDs.
now though. Now
Yeah,
it's on
yeah.
YouTube.
Oh, now?
Yeah, the DP of the film, he uploaded it
okay.
years back on YouTube, so you could see it.
For the people that don't know what a DP is, it's a director of photography.
Okay. Yes.
Just in case, because I don't want there to be miscommunicated with what Latin Daddy is.
DP.
So we move forward.
Yes.
And yo, there's a period now where YouTube goes beyond little cats. Because YouTube's first craze was little cats and and doing like little random shit.
Yeah.
Now you can upload a video that's longer than 10 seconds or 15 seconds. I forgot what it was. And now you start making music. And you did you pulled Al Yankovic, right?
A Dominican Al Yankovic.
A Dominican Al Yankovic.
A Dominican lip syncing Al Yankovic.
But your lyrics were original.
Oh no, but I'm saying like the fact that it was me, and shout out to we were lip syncing the actual performers that actually were in the studio recording it.
You guys didn't rap.
No, dogs.
Man.
And we got a lot of heat, and it's so funny because now you had Jimmy Fallon, you had all these shows that do lip syncing.
Nigga,
stuff.
TikTok is made on that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But again, thinking about the future, we were lip syncing it because so continue. So I'll give you the backstory on how that all came to be.
So my man pulled out of nowhere. You start seeing them in like I don't recall exactly which local publication or small internet Latino public. There weren't many of them, but there was like one at the time. And my man pops out at the time. You had to like scroll to search what you wanted to see, but he had the top header. The one that even if you scroll still stays.
Yeah.
I know how you describe that. Dude, you made a move. It's just there.
It's just there.
And you're like, yo, pero mira.
Yeah.
And so then you hit play. And it's my man, Mike Diaz, and fucking doing a parody song on Black and Yellow called Pan con Queso.
Motherfucking Queso.
Yes.
What you just taught me right now kind of broke my heart a little bit.
It's okay. No, please. I mean, a lot of people.
I thought you were rapping on it.
No. See, so what happened was back to the film festival. In 2010. Won the contest with someone else to do the red carpet. Okay. Shout out to Rachel La Loca. Her and I were doing the red carpets for 2 years prior. So it was sort of like a fraternity sorority. And then I stayed in touch with And then that winter, we stayed in touch. And then that February, it was like, no, January, he goes, dude, he texted me late night. He's like, dude, Black and Yellow remix, Pan con Queso. Hit me up tomorrow. And shout outs to Jeff.
I love it though. I love it.
I want to know, how did the text come through? Was it a sidekick? Was it a fucking
Talk
a
about
BlackBerry?
Oh no, I had an iPhone.
You had an
Yeah?
iPhone?
Like the third gen. Yeah, like it was.
It was
I had
number
an
one?
iPhone. I don't even. 2000. Well, it was 2000.
Where the
It came out in
fish is your
2008.
screensaver?
Oh shit.
Before iMessage. Before
Okay,
iMessage.
okay.
Oh no, this is way before.
Yeah, no, way before. So, at the time, I already had a relationship with the studio. I was doing production stuff, so he kind of knew that we can cover all ends. So that was like Tuesday. By like Thursday, we were in the studio, and shout outs to Tommy Nibbs, who passed away a few years ago. He was gonna record all the vocals, and Jeff LePay, the one who did the rapping, and looked at us like, yo, who's gonna lip sync to what? Literally, that's how it was. And literally that weekend, we shot the video. Then we took another weekend. We went and we did it more scenes. Another week we edited, and then we just released it a week before the Super Bowl. And then the Super Bowl, because the Pittsburgh Steelers were in there, it hit the algorithms of Twitter and everything.
There was no Twitter. There was Twitter.
Twitter came out in 2008. So it was like, but it was different Twitter. It was dark Twitter. It was the Wild Wild West Twitter, bro. It was bad. Like, people got canceled because of that era of Twitter. But the Super Bowl was going on, and people were catching on that there was this video, because Black and Yellow was huge because obviously because of the Super Bowl. So, and there were already a couple remixes, but there was nothing that was in Spanish.
That's what's
That was the only Spanish one. So even Wiz Khalifa commented about our version of it when in an interview, like, yo, there's many dope ones, but there was, yeah. So again, that you can't control it, you can't predict it. We didn't know. It was just something out of passion. We were just like, just have fun with it, like bread and cheese. You know what I mean? And so
Genius though.
Genius. Genius, true.
So
Basic,
that
but genius.
that was bananas, bro. That was it was just so crazy. They was just so, like, globally went viral, and then we had it on Music Choice. Mundos wanted it. MTV3 wanted it.
Really?
Yo, like MTV3 had it like on the top 10 videos of 2011.
What?
It was just freaking bananas,
shit.
yo.
Shout out.
Yeah.
So,
That's
but again, it
what's
was
up.
so organic. We didn't even, but there is that market for like parody stuff, and yeah. So like it was just, but we did lip sync, and it was so funny because we got booked to do some live performances.
What? No way.
You can imagine.
No fucking way.
Millie.
How the fuck? But y'all should know the lyrics by that time.
We to this day are horrible lip syncers.
Oh shit! But y'all ain't know the lyrics at that time, right?
It don't matter. I'm just horrible at lip syncing. And so that
No
was a
lip
dirty
syncing
secret.
if you know the fucking lyrics.
Yeah, but why'd you not rap it?
These guys are talented. Like, shout out to my cousin who did a couple of songs after the fact, and it was hilarious.
It's hilarious.
If there's another documentary, we could do a documentary
On Pan con Queso, bro.
Pan con Queso and Dominican Heights. You know.
Let me ask you this: do you get any backlash, like, from Spanish people, from Juan Bago, portraying the Spanish people,
In one way, what do you mean?
like
In a non-positive light.
yeah, like in a non-positive, like, even the Spanish, the parents in Juan Bago was fucking.
Oh,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like people like come at you for that shit.
I mean, of course. I think, we're in an era right now too where, like, you have to be mindful of every can get offended for any little thing.
Exactly, yeah,
A
yeah.
lot of things could be triggering for a lot of things. And
Yeah.
so but back then, if you did the landscape of what comedy was back then, there was just so much stuff. Like, try to see what comedy is now.
It's
like,
true,
it's
though.
not
Yeah,
how it is
yeah.
before.
Nah, you can't at all.
By you saying that, it just reminded me that there's this beautiful scene. It's fucking hilarious. He goes into the bodega and they're telling the story, and the dude that's playing the bodega owner, I mean, to this day, they tend to be Middle Eastern or something.
Yes.
And he goes, Coño, what's the exact line? But something along the lines. Now hold me to it. But he's like, you see me? I make all these go boom.
Oh my God. Yeah.
What you want? What you do here? What you want?
I got a Mr. Bush on the phone. He looking for weapons of mass destruction, so I come here.
You not here for that. You not come for that. You look for buy. You are here for buy.
No, I like a women, man.
No. Buy work for you. You look for buy.
Oh, Lenny, why not?
I blow him. Poof, boom.
You know, that's why they don't let you people in this country. You want to blow everything up.
I have right. I have right to be here.
You don't have enough. You don't have enough.
Yeah, that type of shit I'm talking about. That's the type of shit I'm talking about.
I was like, yes, tell me more.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it's crazy because, you know, there's so much similarities with the Middle Eastern and these bodega owners who know Spanish.
Yeah.
They are Dominican. You just wouldn't even know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where that character came from. But I have a story, like, I don't know. So you remember the goat? You know there was a goat.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So what I learned about the experience again now, as far originally Juan Bago was supposed to be like a 40-minute short. And so I know that Jerry probably mentioned it because I was listening to the episode. It's like originally it was a 40-minute short, but as time went on, we kept adding and adding. And one of the first notes that I ever got when the film got accepted to the film festival, when people giving feedback, they're like, this is like a bunch of scenes put together that is a feature. And my comedic ego at that time.
That shit that was destroyed.
You're talking to a 2002 Mi Gente member of the year.
How fucking dare
the
you?
audacity you telling me that it is not a feature.
Jesus.
But if you see it now, it's like that. And there are films that are like, you know, extended, 40 minutes extended in there. So we got to a point because like, and that was the other thing too, is like when
Fucking
you
haters. Yo.
Jesus.
where are they now?
Oh, shit.
But one of the things, so many lessons in that process, because when you look at something so much, you sometimes have to take a step back, right? And I think I got so caught up in trying to edit, add, zoom out. So the original story was just about this guy that was trying to get with a girl that he saw on the train, and he was trying to better himself. But then it became a whole meta layer of Jerry's character telling a story so that he could steal the goat
Yes.
in the basement. And so I had to get a real goat, bro.
How the fuck you got that goat?
Let me tell you.
In New York City.
In New York
Washington
fucking
Heights.
It was a kind
Yo,
of city.
word.
I had to go to Vivero. How do you
Vivero.
pronounce- Yes.
No, wait a minute.
Tenían-
What?
So I had a Palestinian, a friend of mine that knew of a spot, and we had to get the goat. And we had to put him.
I'm about to go
Listen
after
to this. So we had to travel with this goat,
You fucking kidding me?
and we had to put him in the back seat in a box. And we get to
Y'all
the
made
bodega.
hoes, though, right?
Shout outs to my uncle who had a bodega in Queens, and we had to shoot it. So
Tell
while
Maria
we're doing the
goat.
scenes upstairs, the goat is downstairs. And then back then, downstairs was where they were doing the numeritos. And you had these old school Dominican dudes in their 80s playing numerito.
Okay.
And we have a goat tied up. And we didn't know we had a time frame. But the old guy who was 80s like, mira, si tú no filman ahora, vamos a matar ese chivo y vamos a comerlo. So we were like, yo, we got to shoot this shit because if this chivo, he's not coming back. And I didn't have to pay for the chivo because we didn't go to plan to kill the chivo. So then but then here's the problem. The chivo was out loose. I was a free chivo for half a day.
That's
To
what's
put
up.
the chivo back in the box to bring it back to the Bronx was a mission at all. That it attacked one of the persons that was in the back seat to bring back this light chivo, or I would have to pay for this chivo.
I'm in fucking awe right now. Like, you got a fucking actual chivo from the Bronx?
Fucking actual
Brought it to the
chivo.
Heights, tied it
And
to a bodega?
No, to Queens.
Man,
We had to
that's
drive
a
Shout out to the
movie
Chivo,
itself.
yo. Shout out to the Chivo.
Shout out to the motherfucking Chivo.
It almost brought this 80-year-old numerito guy to his 30-year-old version of him. He's getting PTSD. He's like, I have a live chivo and I'm not going to kill it to eat
Why
it.
am I not eating right now?
So the last thing I'm thinking as a filmmaker, producer on set is like, guys, we got to film this shit before this 80-year-old is going to kill the chivo.
Wow.
And then I'm going to have
Because
to
your
pay
prop
for
was about to get cooked.
the cooked and I can't.
Not even a guest co-star.
Yo,
I would have to deal with Peter because this old 80-year-old
Yo,
Numerito
shout
guy.
out to your fucking determination, bro. Like, y'all actually got the fucking Chivo.
And once you take a Chivo out the box, it's hard to put that Chivo back in.
How big was this fucking Chivo that you put him in a box?
Trauma, man.
It was
Trauma.
a big thing, bro. It was
Tenía
ridiculous.
cuerno.
No, because then that
So it was a
dude
little
would have
baby
It was a
been.
baby Chivo. It was a baby Chivo.
Yeah. So that alone was a challenge of itself.
I could not even imagine.
But that scene that we were talking about having that was not even in the original version. That was literally Del and I in the weekend looking at it. Was like, what do we need?
A Chivo.
Okay, let's fucking just shoot the Chivo. Wow. So it's
Fucking amazing, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing, bro.
Revelatory
For
moment.
real.
That itself is a movie, bro. That itself is a fucking movie.
Yeah.
My
dude.
man said, yo, you know what we're missing?
A fucking live Chivo,
The
bro.
whole fucking goat.
A real one at that.
A real one. Like, that it had no prop Chivos. No, we gotta get a fucking. That's what's up.
I
That's
didn't
what's
even
up.
think they saw those in the
Or,
Vivero.
like, could I just borrow a Chivo for
I
like a
see.
day? You bought it.
No, I didn't have to
No,
buy it
'cause
because I borrowed
you
it. But
returned it.
if the 80-year-old
You returned
Numerito
it.
guy would kill it, yes, I would
Yeah.
have.
Then
I
you
would
gotta
have been
pay
like,
for it.
pay
¿Cuánto fue
for
tu
it.
chivo de que
I'm
live?
fucked up right now.
¿Cuánto-
So you
yo-
actually went to the Vivero.
Yeah.
Let me borrow a
Scooped it
Chivo.
up.
You're like, yo,
And
let me
they
hold this
actually
for
let
you.
you borrow the fucking Chivo, bro?
Yeah, man.
You
'cause
knew
I
them
was
like
just-
that, yo?
That's what
No,
I'm
my
saying.
boy knew. Shout out to NASA. There was a
Trying to get a
trust.
bunny, yo.
There was the trust there. But then at that point where I was like, no, this Chivo has to come back.
Yeah, because
Wow.
And that was more of the challenge to bring back this Chivo.
I gotta give you your props. You got a Chivo on credit. On credit.
on credit.
That
You gotta
Chivo
do
shit
on
is
credit.
real, man. Because I remember, my first time I went to DR, I went to, where we're from, in our like Campo in
Yeah.
San Pedro de Macorís. And they were like, oh, ¿qué tú quieres comer, mijo? What you want to eat? And I was like, nah, whatever. We'll go get it. And they were like, no, for, la visita especial, for the special guest, we always make something good. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever you want. Don't worry about it. And I'm thinking we're going to go to the supermarket.
Where you at? You in the Oz.
No, but I'm here. I'm American. I'm America.
We're gonna do the livestock.
Yeah. Yo, man, them niggas would walk across the street, like across the road. Agarraron a random chivo.
Y no te llevaron, di que cuánto
No, and they just walked me to like right there. And they were like, oh, mira, este está bueno. Grab him, put like a rope around the shit's neck, throw the rope over a random tree, hang the shit, cut open his stomach, and all I see is just nothing but guts spill
What an
out.
experience.
They're like, esto está bueno. I was like, yo, I ain't eating shit.
Yo, I was
Ever.
about to be like you, and then you became vegan.
Yeah, no, and yo, right then and there. Like, fuck that.
Yo,
And
That's
yo,
the fucking process.
Yo, you know what's so crazy? I think every, I have a story that I've been telling forever, and actually wrote it in me, and then whatever. But I'm 7 years old. I went to DR with my mother, and I had no one to play with, right? It was just me.
Be like
And then my uncle and my mom went to the way out in the outskirts in the campo on the Toyota 4x4 truck. We go over there, and there's a goat tied up, a chivo there, and my mom and all the adults are doing whatever they're doing. But I see this random chivo tied up, so I'm playing with the chivo and the whole nine. I'm 7. It's my pet.
Right.
So then I'm there, and I spend the whole day playing with the chivo, because chivo eat anything, so you were just
course.
giving the whole thing. So then the day wraps up, and I'm like, fuck, man, I'm gonna have to say bye to the chivo. No, the chivo gets tied up on the 4x4 in the Toyota in the back, and I got to ride in the back with the chivo. So I'm like, oh, cool. 7-year-old me was like, all right, that's my boy.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm with it.
I'm so sad right now.
This is gonna be
'Cause I know
me.
this is not gonna be
This is me hanging out
This
with the
is a short
chivo,
film
right?
right here.
So then I go back to my grandma's house. Boom, they tie it up. I'm having fun, whatever.
You looking
Couple
at that
days go
chivo
by.
eye to eye.
I'm bugging out with the chivo. Next,
Best friends.
A couple days later, my mom was like, "Vamos a Santiago," so we go to the wherever. I come back, no chivo.
Okay.
Then I look on the roof of el patio, and I see the skin, on top. And my mind as a 7-year-old does not know how to register.
They didn't put two and
what's
two
going
together.
on.
They didn't put two and two
So
together.
then I run to the back, to the kitchen, and I'm like, abuela, te chivo, eh." She has a huge pot. She lifts up the pot. It's the de-skinned head of the chivo. And I'm done. I'm done. My uncle comes in. He's the one who did it. I'm like, oh my! I'm trying to beat him up the whole night. I cry myself to sleep. Later on that night, we're going in. It's dinner time. I'm eating. I don't even know, and I'm eating it, and I'm like, yo, and that was the chibo. I had the chibo without even knowing. Damn. I cried myself to sleep, and I'm like, damn, yo. So I didn't get it as vivid, but I had like 3 days, and that was my boy.
Damn.
Yo.
No,
I ate my
hurt him
boy.
and everything.
Seeing the fucking head in the pot is kind of fucking drama.
Yo, cross-eyed, skin like this, bro.
Yeah,
and then my grandma's laughing about it.
No.
Yeah, I ate that chibo. I'm like, wow. Jerry knows exactly the grandma I'm talking about.
That's pretty hard.
Yeah.
Shout out to the fucking Chibos out
Chibo,
there.
man.
Shout out to the Chibos.
I think there
man.
needs to be like a subreddit about Chibos.
We need a moment for the Chibo right now. A moment of silence.
for real, because
So
fucking Chibos, man.
How did we get from pan con queso to this?
Yo, all right, we're hitting the hour mark. My bad.
Well, now, you should pay a tribute to that Chibo
Word
with
up.
the song.
I feel bad.
I actually did though in the Juan Bago movie. You could say that you paid a tribute to the Chibo in the Juan Bago movie.
Okay, that's where we went about like Latinos and like how I dealt with all of that.
the backlash.
I think that as time went on, I because again there is a comedic ego. A comedian has an ego. Right? They find their shit funny. Of
course.
Sometimes I don't give a fuck if I offend you or whatever.
Yeah,
and so, but you know, as time goes on, you have to understand that
Times
there's
has
a-
changed.
But it's intent. It's intent. Like when I did Juan Bago, my intent was not to like do like, oh, I'm gonna make Dominicans look a certain way, whatever.
yeah.
It's a comedic thing based on my experience and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think it comes down to the intent of what I'm trying to do. And if certain people get offended, we apologize. But it's not.
comedy.
Yeah,
It's
it's comedy, and it's my experience. And again, it's not something where I'm trying to set our people's back. 10 years.
Let me ask you this last question. You never thought of doing comedy? You done comedy?